This new issue of Titties Incorporated is really good.
Hey dude, did you eat my fucking burrito? Did you eat my burrito? Cause you know what that means, right?
Invincible Nerds.
Welcome to Invincible Nerds. I'm Ethan.
I'm Francisco.
And because it was a slow week in comics, we're just going to give our top 5 picks of the new DCU 52. And before we go on to our top 5 picks, we're going to just go and do some honorable mentions real quick. And
Not to say these honorable mentions aren't great. Just saying there was a lot to choose from, but you know, we chose what we chose.
yeah, these are still fantastic. You still need to get them. They're just not our top 5. You still need to get these though. Keep that in mind. And we're going to start off with Green Lantern and Guardians.
I was really surprised. I just picked it up. Really, it was part of the New 52. I picked it up and it's been blowing my mind.
Yeah, I recently just bought like the 3 issues that came out, and
You read them?
yeah, no, they're pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was not a fan of Kyle Reiner, but
No, yeah, they totally 180 him.
yeah, he it's a 180 on the character, and it's a very interesting
Pick
concept.
it up. You're not going to be disappointed.
Definitely cool. And the next one up is gonna be Green Lantern.
Obviously, I mean, Green Lantern's all just good, and it's starting out new, so
It's sort of
a
starting
thing.
out new. It's picking up along with like the other ones that did the reboot. They sort of do a reboot, but they kind of just picked up where they left off in the old DCU. But either way, it's still a good jumping on point. It's very interesting seeing Sinestro kind of playing one of the lead roles now,
Yeah.
and it's still exceptional. So definitely check it out.
very good.
Next one is Justice League.
Oh man, it was hard not to put that in the 5, but you know, I did it anyways. At least my half. But every single issue of Justice League so far has just been like, it's just been gold.
Yeah, Justice League's been really, really great. I mean, it started off kind of slow, but it's finally picking up. Everyone's starting to get like a really awesome moment to shine. And finally, I mean, the action picked up in the last issue, so definitely check it out.
Definitely.
Next
And then
one is The Flash.
Oh, it's just so good.
I actually struggled with this one. I really wanted to put it in my top 5. They were just my top 5 just barely overshadowed this one, but honestly, I mean, The Flash is incredible. Like, just seeing his powers evolve, and just the artwork for it matches the
I love the
tone.
dialogue. There's just something about it that's a little bit different than most, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, so Flash, definitely. This one,
My honorable mention is Catwoman. It's actually surprising. I picked it up just because, I don't know why I picked it up.
titties.
But probably. But in any case, I've really enjoyed reading this so far, and I'm sticking to it. Pick it up.
All right, I actually don't have the comic with me, but I would like to give a shout out to Detective Comics. It's Tony Daniel drawing and writing it. It's had some of the most intense twist endings in all of 52, and I mean the drawing's fantastic. It's phenomenal, and the story. I mean, a lot of people didn't give him credit because I guess they don't think an artist can both draw and write. But I mean, the writing's really good. So definitely grab Detective Comics. And I also want to say Swamp Thing is also a great one.
I like to add Grifter. Grifter's really good.
Grifter's okay. It's slow for me, but yeah, Swamp Thing and Grifter as well.
Definitely.
So moving on, we're going to pick our top 5. We kind of have the same one, but it's in a different order. So we're just going to show us the opposing top 5 and explain why, maybe argue a bit. So here goes. You want to go ahead and grab yours?
All right. My top 5 is Animal Man. For me, Animal Man is, apart from what I chose, I really like Animal Man. The surrealness of it is just, I don't know, it's dark. The story is fitting very well in. There's just something, if you have a dark mind, it's definitely going to be straight up your alley.
And then my number 5 pick is going to be Nightwing. And Nightwing's been really, really awesome. The fact that they incorporate the fact that Nightwing was Batman for a while, and it adds to his character. They bring back the circus where his parents died. Just they're adding new layers of character to Dick Grayson. And even though he's not Batman anymore, which kind of sucks, he's still kicking ass as Nightwing, and it's definitely worth your pick. So you want to go ahead and grab 4?
Yeah, 4 for me. I love this issue, comic so much. Red Lanterns. Oh my god. The Red Lanterns are probably some of the most baller corp out there. Alright? There's just something about watching him vomit blood on someone. It just makes him so badass. When you can vomit blood and it melts people's faces, you're a fucking gangster is what you are.
Yeah, I would honestly. I mean, Red Lanterns is great. I would just put it in the honorable mention category.
Nah, for me, I love it too much.
I mean, it started out slow, but it picked up steam, and it's finally. I mean, it's pretty fucking awesome.
One thing about it is actually I don't know if you know, Bleeze is actually getting some like a good character development, so I'm really liking that. Oh, I love this. Pick it up if you haven't already. You're gonna enjoy it.
Alright, my number 4 is going to be Aquaman. Woo! Aquaman is, I mean, they did a complete turnaround for the character. Everyone still sees Aquaman as a Ken doll who can talk to fish and does not contribute anything.
He doesn't talk to the fish.
Yeah, but I mean, they establish so much for Aquaman in this. I mean, they explain his fish talking, and he doesn't actually talk to fish, everybody, so just read it, you'll find out how he communicates with them. He's kicking ass and taking names. He is, I mean, he's the bona fide badass action hero, and there's so much amazing character development in this. It's really something. Like it's definitely, if you're not reading this, you're missing out because it is fantastic.
One thing, you said was your 4?
Yes.
Aquaman is actually my top pick. For me, Aquaman has been number 1.
But we'll get to that in a second, though.
Yes, and I will explain why.
All right, so what is your number 3, sir?
My number 3, Nightwing. Nightwing. I just enjoyed every single bit. I love Dick Grayson as a character, and I love Dick, so it goes really well. I'm not gay, but yeah, that should say how good of a story this is. But no, really. I do like him as a character, and Nightwing is just one of the coolest, besides Batman, probably one of the coolest characters of the Batman family.
I agree.
I mean, I've just been enjoying every single issue so far. Just watching him do his whole acrobatic thing on the landscape is just...
I will say,
so
with Dick Grayson, I have newfound respect for him because of a story Scott Snyder wrote called The Black Mirror, which I will be posting an article about that soon, so be sure to check that out. And it adds what lacks, I guess, in character development from this, like from past character development, is established in The Black Mirror, and knowing that it's incorporated in this definitely helps it be one of the top 5 and one of the most interesting characters in the DCU. And
we looked for this issue for quite a while.
And we finally found it. It was great.
It blew my mind.
And then my number 3 is gonna be motherfucking Animal Man. And before I picked this up, all I had was the first trade volume of Animal Man, the Grant Morrison run, where it breaks the fourth wall, and Grant Morrison as the writer is the villain. And I mean, it was okay. It was interesting. So I picked this one up off a whim, and it really blew my mind. It was very dark. It's twisted, and it has some very incredible surrealistic drawings. And what really drives this for me is the fact that Animal Man is incorporated in a kind of universal story that's grown beyond him, and he's just kind of like a character in it. It's him interacting with this kind of tree of life, strange entity that he doesn't really know about, and he's fighting these crazy anthropomorphic shaped creatures. I mean, they look like something out of your nightmares.
Something I just realized, that's the Tree of Life right there. I didn't see that.
Yeah, they incorporate the Tree of Life in there. It's called the Red, but I mean, Animal Man is something that blew my mind. It has some very awesome dialogue. It's just real snappy. Some very, very creepy drawings, but the drawings are amazing. It captures like the character moments, like the emotion matches the scene. And all around, Animal Man is just really
story,
great.
Dialogue, and artwork has just been melded into one. It's really a great piece. It really is.
So we're gonna go on to the one that we both agree on as the number 2 pick, Batgirl.
Batgirl was surprisingly good. I didn't think it was gonna be that great, but man, it blew my mind away with issue 1.
Yeah, I mean, and what I like is that issue 1 was fantastic, but with each issue it keeps getting progressively better.
I think it was last issue that was just like that, like immensely great issue.
Yeah, Batgirl is. It's Barbara Gordon, who, as some of you may know, was Oracle, and she was a paraplegic. She was in the wheelchair, and she was basically just kind of a glorified detective.
But
now,
in the new 52,
she's Batgirl. But the thing is that kind of made it, like a better transition was that they incorporate the fact that she was a paraplegic. Like the Killing Joke still happened, and it's just kind of like by some miracle that she is able to walk again. And it's a very personal story because she's trying to prove herself as she doesn't need help. She wants to do this on her own, and she wants to prove that she is the amazing crime fighter she was.
And it's just adding so much depth into each and every issue. I mean, by the end of it, like, she was scarred by it. Her not being able to walk left a really deep dent into her character. And you could see that into issue 1. And for that to happen within one issue, to where the reader can attach to a character so strongly within just a few pages, has a lot to say about it. And it's not just, you read it, but when you actually see the expression on the character's face, what's happening, when all that's melded as one, you end up with a really fantastic story.
And you get like a really good feeling too. Like,
yeah,
it really makes you feel for the character, which is something a lot of comics can't pull off. So,
but this one, I mean, within issue 1, you're just held right at the throat. And with each issue that's been coming out, I've just been more and more into. I am very much into this comic, and I'm not going to be putting it away for a very long time.
Yeah, definitely pick up Batgirl, because Batgirl is phenomenal. And now we're going to just go ahead and wrap things up real quick. Move on to our number 1 picks. I will go ahead and hand you yours, and we'll talk about that.
Alright.
As you mentioned earlier,
it was Aquaman. Why I choose Aquaman? First of all, I was one of those that dogged Aquaman.
I think we all did for a while.
I mean, within the first issue, just seeing him, it kind of started off in Brightest Day when he started turning into a badass.
Yeah.
So then, I was actually excited by the time when the New 52 rolled around and Aquaman came out. And so far, it's like one issue like almost every month and a half, I think now.
No, it's still on a regular schedule. It comes out every month.
Yeah, but it seems so long, and I can't get enough out of every issue.
Yeah, we'll say the wait is excruciating.
Yeah, I can wait, for Red Lanterns or Animal Man or Batgirl, but waiting for this one. Okay, like I said, waiting for this issue has been really hard because, not only has the story been up, my respect for the character has been making this comic a lot more better.
More better.
A lot more better. Someone didn't graduate. No, I'm just kidding. But I did graduate. But no, really, it's been making this issue so good. And I just can't put it down. The artwork is phenomenal. The story is great. And watching him turn into a badass is just taking him to new heights. Really, within every issue is doing that. He's going to new heights with every single issue. Yeah,
I will agree. Issue 3 had some of the best highlights of the series so far. The dialogue between him and I forget the guy's name, but he goes in and sees a doctor to get the creatures examined, and there's like this exchange between the two, and the way that Aquaman leaves the situation and like what he says as the man is very sullen and sad, kind of trying to, I guess, collect himself after what happened. There's something that Aquaman says that really spoke a lot to me, like for the character. It was really great. Like, do you remember?
Well,
like, basically, all right, spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't read it so far. Aquaman basically says that the man at one point tried to kill him because he wouldn't show him Atlantis. So Aquaman kind of appears, says, "This isn't about us, I just need you to examine this." The guy does it, he's leaving, and he tries to use it as a bargaining chip to get Aquaman to tell him where Atlantis is. And Aquaman just doesn't say anything, walks away, jumps into the water, and pursues the creatures. And as he's doing that, the man is screaming, "Show me Atlantis!" And Mira looks at Aquaman and she said, "Who is that man?" And he said, normally he would be a very dangerous individual, but right now he's just a very sad man.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was
just watching him stand there, just in the moonlight, screaming out. Oh man, it was a really.
Yeah, no, that was a really good moment. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut you off, and I'm gonna move to my top pick. And for some reason, he didn't put fucking Batman into his top 5.
It was really hard. It was not even
an honorable mention. Like, what the fuck?
We fucking put it in the honorable mention.
We didn't. We put Detective Comics in this. It's not the same book, man.
Because you put it in your it was gonna be in the fucking top 5.
Doesn't matter. The discrepancy will be dealt with later with lightsabers. But right now,
Nigga, please.
Right now, because he's black. And all right, here's the thing. Batman's phenomenal, and I haven't really had any introduction to Scott Snyder up until this. Like, I picked up Swamp Thing, and it was good. It made the honorable mentions, but it wasn't the mind-blowing amazingness that all the reviews were saying. Maybe it was overhyped, whatever. And then I just recently picked up Black Mirror, which has to be my favorite Batman story now. It was, I mean, the way it came around, just, you know, totally, like, round trip, like, brought everything into one awesome, amazing ending. And it's carrying over to this. And Batman, it has the art from Greg Capullo, which I only recently knew about because I just started picking up Haunt. So, the artwork didn't, from the cover I didn't know if it was going to stack up, but I mean, it totally, it just captures every moment. And with Batman, the story's great, and you can tell that it's this conspiracy. It starts as a conspiracy, but you can tell it's starting to gain momentum. And the way that it's kind of fleshing itself out, there's something really, really big and bad in Batman's future. And the way that Batman's discovering everything and kind of uncovering all these secrets as the world's greatest detective is something that's really, really something to see.
Yeah, there's been something going on right under his nose, and just, it's starting to move around now.
And the way that he's kind of uncovering it, he's going through all these, little baby steps in order to get there. But when he finally gets there and he realizes that, like, everything that he thought was false is actually true, and it all comes to light as it's kind of like one of those just mind-blowing moments. And to see Batman kind of meet his match is kind of a rarity, because the Joker, yes, he fights Joker.
Not many can stand toe to toe with the Dark Knight.
Yeah, not even like physically, but just match him in the way that, like, he can't even expect what's happening at the moment because he doesn't know. And like with the Joker's like, oh, anarchy, chaos, blah blah blah. And the Joker has only been captured in a good light with certain authors. And, like, Riddler, who has been in nothing recently, he's okay in some. Basically most villains just get like that kind of one story. But for an unknown villain to kind of come out of the blue and to do to Batman what he does, and it's really just something else. And like, honestly, waiting for Batman is kind of the equivalent of what he said for Aquaman. Like, it sucks waiting for this because I want to know now. This is the number one for me.
It's just that with this new 52, DC didn't just decide to just put a new number 1 on anything. This really is a new beginning in DC Comics. There's just a new wave of just up and coming writers and artists, and you can see that they're really devoted to it. And it shows with every single issue. There's issues that, of course, and it doesn't speak to all of us, but DC they definitely did their work on this one. They planned everything out. It's been working so well. And, I wasn't a DC guy up until the New 52, but after this, oh man, it's like my DC pile is just building up and my Marvel is just staying right there. Not to say that one's better than the other, but DC is just rocking it right now.
I will say, I'm not going to say that my Marvel pile is faltering in comparison to DC,
nice.
But I will say I do agree. DC has, they're clearly passionate about the reboot. They're firing on all cylinders. Everything, for the most part, most of the comics are amazing. And and just for anyone out there, these are just our top picks. Obviously, we want to know your top picks, but these are our top picks. They spoke to us. They hit us on like a different level, and it was just something that was somewhat profound to us. Like, it was kind of the equivalent of us reading Spider Island. As Spider-Man fans, like that one hit us at a personal level, and these picks kind of did the same for us. So what we're saying is, we like comics and you should too, so you should go pick these up.
One thing I will say though, is something that I keep I'm like going through some websites, reading other reviews, I'm not stuck up, I just don't stick to my website, our website. But one thing I would say, I've seen this quite often, and I just don't get it. What is it about Batwoman that people are liking? If you like Batwoman, and I'm serious, if you would really like it, I want you to message us, because I'm not feeling it. I really want to know what is it that's catching people's attention, because I've seen it a lot
Yeah,
I'm not getting it. So
I will
please tell
agree,
me
and,
no.
and maybe like what we'll do is we'll make Batwoman a separate video. So we'll leave that discussion for later. But in the meantime, if you like Batwoman, definitely tell us because right now it's not hitting us the way Batgirl is. Batgirl took a shit on Batwoman.
And you think it'd be opposite, woman, girl.
Well, not even that. I mean, the reviews for Batgirl are here and Batwoman's here.
I don't get it.
But again, we'll leave that for a different time, and we're gonna go ahead and just go ahead and cut the video short. So we're Invincible Nerds. Be sure to subscribe, send us emails, comment. We actually have comments available on our website now. Just click the article, scroll down, and comment away, and it's all anonymous. So say shit that we will hate. I don't care. Anyway, send us an email. It's going to be at ethan@celstudios.com. Our website is invinciblenerds.celstudios.com. Like us on Twitter at Invincible Nerds, Facebook at Invincible Nerds. And until next time, I'm Ethan.
I'm Francisco.
And we're Invincible Nerds.